Do you have 3 minutes? Because that's all it takes to completely transform your financial reality. And this is all through something that I call the abundance trigger. And I know it sounds too good to be true, but hear me out. Because what I find is that most people are spending hours upon hours on manifestation techniques that simply don't work because they're surface level. But really all you need is 3 minutes per day to trigger your subconscious mind to attract abundance automatically. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use this 3-minute abundance trigger to multiply your wealth and abundance faster, and most likely even better than you thought possible. And let me tell you, this is unlike any other manifestation technique that you've tried before. And my favorite part is that you'll probably start seeing results basically immediately after this video. So if you're ready to transform your financial reality in just 3 minutes per day, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button below. And really quickly, if you're new here, I'm Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. Here on my channel, I make manifestation make sense without all of the unnecessary confusion. And I post brand new videos every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. Now, let's talk about why most manifestation techniques fail when it comes to manifesting money specifically. And what I find is that the biggest problem is time. Most manifestation teachers and trainings will tell you that you need to do all of these endless amounts of steps to manifest money. But I mean, between work and family and everything else going on in your life, it's almost impossible to dedicate so much time every single day to doing all of these manifestation practices that you're not even gonna sure are gonna get you results. And then the truth is, when you're not consistent, you don't get the results. But here's the thing, your subconscious mind doesn't need hours upon hours of repetition to start to create change. What it needs is intensity and consistency. That's why this 3-minute abundance trigger works so well. It's short enough that you can use it every single day without fail, but also powerful enough to create real and lasting changes within your subconscious programming. And when your subconscious programming changes, your external reality has no choice but to follow. And you can kind of think of it in this way. Your subconscious mind is kind of like the operating system of a computer. It's always kind of running in the background, controlling things without you even realizing what it's doing. And if this operating system is programmed for lack and limitation, then no matter what applications you download and try and run, or whatever visualizations or affirmations or vision boards you do, it'll never quite work properly. But when you update your operating system to one that is programmed for abundance, then everything in your life begins to shift automatically. So that is exactly what this 3-minute abundance trigger does. It updates your subconscious operating system so that money starts to become automatic and effortless. We're basically gonna do a software update for you. Now, before I share this really powerful technique with you, I want to explain why it works so effectively. So your brain actually forms something called neural pathways that are all based on repetition. And these pathways become kind of like little highways for electrical signals in your brain, making thoughts, feelings, and behaviors just automatic. And the majority of people have deeply ingrained neural pathways around money that actually work to create limitation. If your programming is constantly telling you money is hard to come by or I'll never have enough, that eventually becomes automatic the more that you continue to think it and buy into it. And these thoughts actually trigger stress hormones like cortisol, which puts your body into a state of contraction and resistance, which is the exact opposite of the expansive state you need to be in to attract abundance. This 3-minute abundance trigger works by creating a new neural pathway, one that automatically triggers positive emotions, expansive energy, and aligned actions that actually work to attract money. And when you practice and use this trigger consistently, your brain begins to kind of clear out all those old limiting neural pathways and start to strengthen the new empowering ones that actually get you results. And this is all kind of based on the neuroscientific principle of neurons that fire together, wire together. When you repeatedly pair a specific trigger with the state of abundance, your brain creates a strong association between them. Eventually, just activating the trigger automatically puts you in a state of abundance. And when you're in a state of abundance, you naturally start to attract more abundance into your life. So this is why the technique only needs about 3 minutes. It's not about the length of time, it's about the intensity of the experience and the consistency of the practice. Now, let me walk you through exactly how to use the step-by-step 3-minute abundance trigger. And the best part is that this only has 2 simple steps that you'll complete within this 3 minutes. And I highly recommend using this first thing in the morning, as your brain is kind of most receptive to new programming right after waking up. So step 1 is the trigger setup. And the first step is you are going to choose a physical trigger that you will use to anchor into the state of abundance. So one of my personal favorite ways to do this, and what I recommend using, is to touch your thumb and your forefinger together in a specific way. Or you can also kind of press on a specific point on your wrist, or use a unique hand gesture. And you can even maybe touch a specific object that you'll carry with you on the day-to-day. My personal favorite is to touch 2 fingers together, but the key is to choose something that you don't normally do so that it remains unique to this trigger setup. So as we go through this, I'm gonna use the thumb and forefinger connection example, but always do what works best for you. So as you do this setup, you're gonna take a deep breath in and say to yourself, I live in a state of more than enough. Everything is available to me. I live in a state of more than enough. Everything is available to me. This simple action right here is going to create a neural association between the physical trigger and the state of abundance that you are about to enter and access. And step 2 is the 3-minute sequence. So now with your trigger activated, you're gonna go through a specific sequence to rapidly shift your energy and consciousness into that state of abundance. So to do this, you're gonna start off by closing your eyes and taking 3 full deep inhales and exhales. And on each exhale, I want you to let go of any tension or stress, anything weighing heavy on you. You're gonna get yourself into a really great, emotionally neutral, available state. So 3 really deep inhales and exhales. And then I want you to find a 1-word feeling that you would feel if you always knew that every opportunity and resource showed up for you whenever you need, whether it was money or career, that deep feeling of support, that feeling of overflow. What 1-word feeling does that feel like to you? Does it feel like relief? Does it feel like freedom? Does it feel like kind of giddiness and excitement? Find what it feels like to you, and I want you to feel that. And as you begin to feel that feeling in your body, you are going to place your hand over your heart and say the following affirmation 3 times. I am only available for my expectations to be exceeded. I am only available for my expectations to be exceeded. I am only available for my expectations to be exceeded. And you can say this out loud. You can say it in your mind. There's no right or wrong way to do this, except when you say these words, I want you to really feel the truth of them deep within your whole body. It's not about repeating empty words because I told you to say them. It's about embodying the energy of that statement. And from there, we are going to create the experience of having that thing that you desire now. So you can see it, feel it, hear it, use your senses, create the experience however feels natural to you. And to complete this trigger, you are going to generate a deep feeling of gratitude for the abundance that is making its way to you and already yours. Because gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies, and it's a powerful attractor of even more abundance. So that is how you're going to set up and use the trigger. And I know I kind of threw a lot at you quickly. I just didn't want this video to go on too long because it's actually a really simple process once you do it a few times. So feel free, if you need to pause, rewind, and go through those little steps again, go ahead. This video is up on YouTube for your use whenever you need, but I don't want this video to go on for 20 minutes with me talking slowly. But here is the important key. The power of this technique comes from consistent daily practice. It's 3 minutes out of your day, so commit to doing this 3-minute sequence every morning. Finding your trigger, getting grounded, repeating the affirmation, creating the experience, and getting into that deep feeling of gratitude. And throughout the day, whenever you start to think about money or start feeling lack of time or resources or opportunities, you are going to activate this trigger for just a few seconds. This will instantly shift your energy into a state of abundance. So use this before making any financial decisions. Activate your trigger to ensure you're making a decision from a state of abundance rather than lack. Or even before bed, activate your trigger and spend a few moments in gratitude right before you fall asleep. This consistent reinforcement throughout the day is what makes this 3-minute trigger so unbelievably powerful. You're not just doing this one time, you're repeatedly strengthening and forming new neural pathways in your brain throughout your day. The key is consistency. Commit to this each day. I'm telling you, you will be amazed at the changes you start to see in your physical reality. And I want to address some common questions that you'll probably have about this technique. For example, how quickly will you see results? Most people start noticing changes kind of immediately within the first day, either unexpected money showing up or new opportunities arising, or even just simply feeling better about their financial situation. And bigger changes typically start to show up within the next 21 to 30 days as these new neural pathways become more established and your subconscious programming begins to shift more significantly. And another common question, what happens if I miss a day? So like I said, consistency is important, but you don't have to be perfect. If you miss a day, simply resume your practice when you remember or the next day. The key is to make this a regular part of your routine, not to be perfect. Another question is, can I do this more than once a day? The answer is absolutely. While the morning practice is kind of essential for setting you up for abundance, you can do this kind of all throughout your day as you feel drawn to. Some people like to do a second session before bed to kind of reinforce the programming while they sleep, but do what works best for you. And another question is, will this work for specific financial goals? Yes. So during the visualization step, focus on your specific financial goals that you're wanting to attract. That was the ice maker. Whether you want to increase your income, pay off debt, save for a major purpose, this technique can kind of be tailored to whatever your unique objectives are. And another great tool is as you go about your day, feel free to turn on the wealth programming subliminal or the abundance subliminal. I'll link both of them down below. You literally just turn it on while doing chores or other activities. And it's a really great way to boost your results while not having to do more things. And I also want to invite you to share your experiences with this technique in the comments below. Let me know what changes you start noticing after implementing this 3-minute abundance trigger, because your sharing might inspire someone else on their journey who's just starting out. And if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and please leave me a comment below. I truly love reading through all of them. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at mkmagicmindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com. And I will see you in the next one.